Welcome to video number 57. We're going to take a look at other planets' layers, so besides Earth, and in this one we're going to focus with the inner planets. So the inner planets, of course, are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, and I would like you to think about how are these layers similar or different to Earth's. So just to remind you quickly, there are planets of the solar system. We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and of course Pluto did get demoted. It's a dwarf planet now. Now, all of the planets that we're going to talk about have layers, just like the Earth does, and they all have different compositions that go along with that. And remember, composition is just a fancy term for saying what it's made of. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each planet, and then I'm going to stop and pause and give you a quick little, maybe 30 to 90 second video clip that I found that highlights that planet so you can maybe understand it a little bit better or refresh your memory if you guys already know. So here's Mercury. Mercury is the closest to the sun. It's the one that has the most craters in the solar system. I like to call it the extra crispy planet because it is so close to the sun that it is super fried and super hot. It has a rocky crust just like we do. It has a silicate mantle, and remember, silicate just means it's combined with silicon and oxygen. And it has an iron core, very similar to what we have here on Earth.
The mercury really climbs on Mercury to a toasty 840 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about twice as hot as your kitchen oven on full heat.
At such high temperatures, you have a situation where you may literally have pools of some liquid metals, and you certainly wouldn't want to step on them.
You'll need a bit more than SPF 30 sunscreen here.
So I hope you enjoyed that video clip about Mercury, and let's keep moseying on. So we're going to go to the next planet, and that's going to be Venus. Venus is known because it is very, very hot, and that is due to the greenhouse effect that happens there. And a way to think about that is heat is allowed to come in, but it's not allowed to leave. So all of that energy and all of that heat that goes into there gets stuck there. The other thing Venus has is it has sulfuric acid clouds. So think about that. The actual clouds are made of acid, so that wouldn't be very good for our skin. Now let's get into the layers. The layers are going to be a rocky crust, and you guys will see this as a theme. The other one is the silicate mantle, and don't forget that's both silicon and oxygen. The next one here, and notice this is our first difference here. Instead of just having a core, now we have a liquid metal outer core, and we have a solid metal inner core. Now here comes the video for Venus.
Here, the official temperature is 870 degrees Fahrenheit. Day or night, equator or pole, the searing heat never varies more than a few degrees. It's not just the heat that you have to bear. All that sky above is really heavy, pressing in at around 90 times the pressure on Earth.
On to Mars. This is called the red planet. This is of our closest neighbor, right past us. It actually has ice caps on Mars, and that's been a big new discovery in the last, maybe 5 years or so. I put the Mars bar up there, just something to give you an idea of what to remind it by. So let's run through the layers. This is going to be a rocky crust, a silicate mantle like we've been seeing, and an iron core. All right, stay tuned for the video for Mars.
There are some basic things you should know about Mars before leaving home. Most days will be clear and sunny and cold. The average temperature on Mars is as bitter as midwinter in Antarctica. At about half the diameter of the Earth, Mars is a handy size, but it's much less dense than Earth, with about a third of the gravity. Surprisingly, the actual surface area is almost exactly the same as all the dry land on Earth, shrunk together without the oceans, and it's not a welcoming place. The problem is the atmosphere is so thin and cold that water exists only as solid ice in the ground or vapor in the air, not as a liquid on the surface. You might see some fine wispy clouds high in the sky, but don't bother bringing an umbrella. The whole planet is drier than the dustiest desert on Earth. And there hasn't been a drop of rain here for millions, perhaps billions of years.
Okay, so make sure you are telling me how Mercury, Venus, and Mars, how their layers are similar or different to Earth's. And as always, thanks for watching.